these brushes to apply foundation. Like, where do I start? What do I do? And what about these sponges? Like, what the hell? How do I go about applying foundation with a sponge? Mack Twins channel. Welcome back to the Mack Twins channel. I'm Shanae. And I'm Chanel. And we are experienced makeup artists. We have worked for world-renowned brands such as Bobbi Brown, Urban Decay, and Mac. Before we get started with the rest of this video, please stop right where you at and go and check out our other two videos, episode 1 and 2 of Makeup Basic for Beginners, because we start from the beginning and then right up till this point. So you need to watch those two before you continue with this video. So do yourself a favor and go and check it out. Please make sure you subscribe and turn on your notification bell. So now that you guys have checked out our previous videos, and if you haven't, you'll check at the end of the video, they'll pop up there. But that video is all about primers and choosing your perfect foundation color. But before we can even go about choosing a foundation color, what do we need to do, Shanae? We need to moisturize and prime and then foundationize. Okay, no, not foundationize. We need to have our foundation and have the specific tools depending on which one it is you have. We're going to be going through each and every tool, and you guys can decide exactly what tool would suit you guys best. Well, not suit you guys best, but which one you prefer. Yeah, which one you prefer, because different tool gives a different coverage. So now you have your foundation, but what tool do you start using to apply the foundation? So we have 3 tools that we use when applying our foundation. You get the brush that you can use. That we don't use all 3. We don't use all 3, but you can use one of the 3, or you can use them in combination. You get the brush, you get the sponge, and then you get the, wait, I'm missing one, fingers. your fingers. Okay, so Shanae, do you wanna start first and show us how we go about using the brush when applying our foundation? Right, so you can either use a petri dish, which one that I have here. Right, this one I still got from Mac, I still have it. Or you can just use the back of your hand. Take a little bit of foundation, apply it on your hand. So how much foundation do you use though? I use like 2 peas. 2 peas. No, 2 peas. Right. So then what I do is I'll take that, then I'll take my brush. I dip it in the foundation, and then what I do is, you can either go clockwise or you can go like stroke, like take strokes. take strokes. Stroke it on your face. For me, I like to like stroke it, baby, stroke it. So then I'll stroke it, I'll apply, and then I'll just, I like to buffer my foundation in. Yeah. The brush I'm using, if you wanted to know, is the Urban Decay Blur Foundation brush, which I love. Works perfectly. It works perfectly. I like these compact round dome brushes because they actually give you like that airbrush finish look when it comes to applying your foundation, which is nice. Okay, but try and go down to the neck so it can blend. So it blends in the neck and the face. Okay. And then the head as well, forehead. Like I like to just go over there as well. Like you actually brush like till you get to your hairline, so that it blends in. Because sometimes the scalp tends to be like really light. Yeah. And then what I do, I go over my lids, but then I obviously go in. The primer is before, and then I'll go in with my foundation, and then maybe I'll like powder it just on the top, just to like mattify so it doesn't crease. Yeah, okay. So I like this brush because it's not too compact and it's not too how can I say, sparse. Yeah. Sparse. It's not too sparse. Okay, so it's an amazing brush, I must admit. Okay, and what are the advantages of using something like a brush? So the brushes in general. So the advantages of using a brush is that you, like what I found was, you actually tend to get more coverage with the brush. Also, it's easier to wash your brush than I think a sponge, especially with a sponge. It takes quite a lot of foundation as well. And then another advantage of a brush, I think hygienic purposes as well. Yeah, when it comes to using a brush, especially if you're going to be using brushes on somebody else, I think it's quite hygienic using a brush when you clean it. You have to clean it. We'll make a video of us cleaning the brushes and showing you guys how we go about cleaning the brushes as well. Yeah, so those are the disadvantages. No, the advantages. The disadvantages, like I said, it takes quite a lot of foundation, to be honest with you. And especially using a foundation brush, it can tend to pack like into the brush, and the brush gets really hard, and it also gives you like a very thick coverage as well. A brush tends to give a lot more coverage on the face, and then also the cleaning of the brushes, especially when you have like millions of brushes. Yeah, I think a foundation brush for me specifically it's the worst to clean. But other than that, I actually like a brush. Okay, so that's, but I use it in combination with a brush. I use a sponge. Is it? So you see, you can use a combination of the two. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is the fingers. Okay, so we're gonna use the fingers to apply our foundation, but before we get started with that, you want to make sure we sanitize and get rid of all those germs on the hands. Or you can just wash your hands. Or you can just wash your hands with soap. But yeah, use some sanitizer just to put on your hands before the time, because your hands contain like a lot of germs. So you want to make sure you get rid of those germs. Cool. Okay, so Sinead, do you want to give me the foundation? Also, I'm going to put it on the palm of my hand. Is that the palm of your hand? This is the palm. This is the back of your hand. Sorry, the back of my hand. Girl's tired. Okay, so what you want to do is you basically just want to like, you can dot some foundation. You can dab like on the cheek, on the nose, on the forehead, on the chin, and then you can blend it in. But what you want to do is when you blend it in, you don't want to blend it down, because then you're pulling your skin down, so you're gonna breaking the collagen bonds. Yeah. So you don't want to break the collagen bonds. Okay, so you want to make sure you move in an upward position, or you dab it, or you. I like to dab mine in, so I'll do this. You do this. You dab it in, and you just rub it in upward. Why do girls, when they go close to the eyes, are like? Because you want to get in those fine lines. Okay, I'm also putting it on my lid, so I like to do that, especially just to create a nice base. But we make sure we put our primer on first, like what Sinead said. Okay, so Sinead, advantages of using your hands, what do you think they are? I think the advantages of using your hands is it basically warms up the foundation. So in that regard, it's easy. It takes to your skin quicker, and it doesn't, especially with your mattifying foundations. Yeah. So it warms it up, and it actually applies better to your skin. Yeah. Better to the skin. To the skin, which I like. Another thing is quick and easy. It's quick and easy if you're lazy and you don't know where your brush is and you don't know where your sponge is. You can just use your hands and pat it. Oh, and it gives you a very if you don't like heavy makeup and you want natural look, and you still want your freckles to come through, you know, use your hands. It gives you a very light cover, which I like. Yeah, it does. Okay, and then the disadvantages. Your hands are dirty hands, so that's why you make sure you sanitize your hands before you actually use your hands, or you wash your hands before you use them. Yeah, especially with nails, the foundation can get in between. Otherwise, that's not nice. End up getting breakouts on your face as well. Yeah. Also, using your hands really do get really dirty, so you need to make sure that you just wash your hands before you start touching other stuff, because it can become really messy. That's your hands. Next one, Sinead. The next one. I know Sinead likes using a sponge. I like using a sponge, especially just to get into the corners of my eye. I like using a sponge, and I like to use sorry guys, our sponges are a little bit dirty. Yeah, we need to wash them. These are ours. Yeah, they are ours. I like to use the sponges with an angle, especially just to get in these corners over here. So all you do is you take foundation. Okay guys, I put the foundation on the sponge. I don't know what you guys do, but I put it on the sponge. I put a drop on the sponge, I don't. I actually put it on the back of my hand and then I dab the sponge on it. I'll put some on the sponge and then what I do is I'll just go in. Okay, now how do you apply it? You just dab it. You just dab it. So you can just dab it under your eye. And you don't like move it like that. You just continue dabbing. Just continue dabbing because once you start pulling, you're gonna start seeing lines. Oh, okay. Okay, so what you wanna do is just dab. And what type of coverage does your sponge give you? I think it all depends on like how many layers you add. The first layer normally just gives me like a nice, like I say, like a medium coverage, and then when I start adding more, it gives me that full coverage. Yeah. You know, so I like to add 2 layers when it comes to putting foundation on with the sponge. Using the sponge, I feel that it's also nice and quick and easy, and it gets into the pores. You know, it kind of like gets into the pores and sits really nicely on the skin. So I really enjoy using a sponge. And it's nice and soft though. I think it blends much easier. Whereas a brush, sometimes when you use a brush, it leaves lines if you don't know how to. If you don't know how to blend. So the blending takes time when you are using a brush. Yeah. This one is just really, really nice. And it feels good as well. It feels really, really nice. Like soothing. It's very soothing. Disadvantages, I would say, of using a sponge the amount of foundation that gets sucked up from this thing. Yeah, it takes quite a lot of foundation, so your foundation is not going to last very long. Another disadvantage is sometimes one can become lazy and not wash one's sponges, and there can be a lot of bacteria build-up in the sponge, and that can actually cause you to get breakouts. So you need to wash your sponge just like you wash your brush as well. Yeah, we spoke about the advantages. Quick, easy, just dab it all over the face. Easy to carry around as well. Easy to carry around. You can get into the corners. It can take, you know, it can really blend the foundation really nicely if you've got creases under the eye. So, no, I like the sponge. There's always pros and cons to every application tool that you use. So you guys decide what you think is best for you. All of them work pretty well if you know what you're doing. So yeah, so these are the tools that we use, but then you get different types of foundations as well, where you don't have to really, okay, you do use an application tool afterwards, but like for instance, we've got this Kryolan foundation over here, and this is a cream foundation and it comes in a stick. Then we also have the Bobbi Brown ones that look like the stick foundations. The stick foundations. These foundations are really awesome because you can carry them in your bag and it's very quick and easy to apply. So all you have to do, I'm not going to put on my face now because I have foundation. All you have to do is basically just do a streak on the face, and then you can use your hands to blend it in. Or if you've got a brush in your bag, or just take the brush or a sponge, just anything works, and just blend it in. So I like to use my hands, especially when it comes to the cream, because the hands just really it warms it up, and it really, you know, you can really spread it out nicely on the face, which is quite good. So and then there's many different. So you got the liquid foundation as well. Got the liquid foundation. What other foundation are we missing? Liquid stick. There's a liquid stick, and there's like another sometimes you get it's like a moisturizer type of foundation. So the foundation that from Mack, Face and Body. Face and Body is very liquidy. So I wouldn't use my hands for that because then it will like fall over the place. So what I would use for Face and Body is actually a sponge. Or you can use like a buffer brush. I like to use this with Face and Body. I like to use this. I feel like Face and Body will absorb a lot of but it goes on nicely. Remember with the brush you can get a lot of streaks because it's so liquidy. You'll see maybe see the lines. I don't know. I'd use this like in a clockwise position. Motion. To each their own. To each their own. And if you guys don't want to wear foundation, you can always opt for like a tinted moisturizer or like a BB cream. So just to get that really light coverage, but also the protection of SPF. The MAC Studio Moisture Tint is quite nice, and I think this is the old one. I think I still have this in our makeup bag, but this one is discontinued. Okay, I think that one is discontinued. But these what do they call them? Skin. You get BB creams and tinted moisturizer. BB creams, tinted moisturizer basically means it's got a bit of color in them as well. The BB creams also have that color in it. They do. So it's just, I think, just to help with a little bit of evening out your color correction. In a way. Guys, so that is it for makeup application. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this video was helpful, please let us know in the comments below, and then let us also know what tool you guys prefer using when it comes to applying your foundation. Also, share this video with somebody you think would find it really helpful. So thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you guys on our next video, where we will be going straight into, you guys are gonna have to watch the next video to know what we're gonna be doing. So check out our Instagram. Yeah. Check out our Instagram. Check out our Facebook. What else? Check out our TikTok. Okay, TikTok too, where we give some tips and tricks. So all our social media platforms are going to be below in the description. So please check that out, and then we will see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.